This week on Outdoor Oklahoma, it's a family day of fishing as we join a special little girl with a rare birth defect who doesn't let anything stand in her way of having fun. Be prepared for Ryan and her family to melt your heart. Well, hello and welcome to Outdoor Oklahoma. I'm Todd Craighead. Whereas all of our productions here are special, well, today's probably hits closer to home for me personally than just about anything else we've ever brought you. You know, it's really no secret that I look different. And I'm so grateful that for many years you've welcomed me into your home without prejudice or hesitation. You've accepted me for who I am and not what I look like. And today I'm asking you to extend that same courtesy to a new special friend of mine. When 7-year-old Ryan Scroggin and I met for the first time, well, it didn't take long for the subject of fishing to come up. But our bond is so much deeper than just fishing. It's because Ryan and I both have the same rare birth defect. And just like when people see me for the first time, when you first see Ryan, you may wonder, how on earth does this little girl do anything on her own? But once you see the smile on her face and the sparkle in her eye, you realize that under her outer shell, she's just a precious little girl who loves to fish. So today we're going to join Ryan, her mom KK, her dad Terry, her big sister Hayden, her middle sister Kaylee, and her big brother Caleb for a fun night of catfishing. This is really a special day for me because I met Ryan and her family just a few weeks ago, and we really hit it off because, you know, I don't really talk about all that much on Outdoor Oklahoma, but Ryan and I have the exact same birth defect. It's called arthrogryposis multiplex congenita. And when I was introduced to Ryan, we just hit it off. And we have so much in common with our birth defects. But then when I found out that she and her family loved to fish, then I knew we were inseparable friends. So we're getting together and doing a little catfishing tonight. Because they're using that stinky bait. You sure you don't want to try a catfish?
Can I try some stinky bait?
Yeah. Use the stick and push that black thing down in there. There you go, that's good. Okay, now you leave the stick in there for the next time and pull the string and pull it out. It's kind of like mud. Don't let it get on you. Okay, all right. Now we're loaded.
Smell good, Ryan?
No.
You gonna name this catfish when you catch him?
Name it.
Name it? You're not gonna name it, are you? No.
Are they slimy?
Well, they're wet. Yeah, they're a little slimy, but they don't have scales like other fish do. They have skin. Got it.
We should throw them all out together. You got it?
look at that. I think you're getting one.
Do I pull it up yet?
Yep, pull it up. Yep, I think so. You want me to hold the rod again? Okay. That's I think I can just unhook it here. It got a little muddy and it kind of slipped in the mud.
Are you okay?
Yep. Okay, he's unhooked. You want to throw him back? Yeah, we all
I
fall.
fell on my elbows a lot.
What do you do?
Fall on my elbows a lot.
Yeah, me too. Look how calloused my elbows are. Oh, listen, you can hear him. You hear him? You sure you don't want to touch him?
Pet like a cat.
Yeah.
Set him out on his head.
Yeah.
Ew. Just grab him all the way. Perfect. That's all there is to it. Yep.
Put him in the water.
It's wrapped up around your shoes.
Oh, it is, isn't it? Okay. I think I'm undone. There.
Terry got one too. Terry's got, how many have you got? Like 3? Hayden, look at my hat. Cute. What's it say, Mommy? Outdoor Oklahoma.
Terry, you have the pliers? Oh yeah, you got them in. Look at that. All right.
Da, da, da.
Hey, Terry, I think she's got the pliers there.
That's better. The sun was in my eyes.
You know, I've always heard my mom tell stories about when I was born and how I just came out as just a complete surprise. They had no idea that I was going to be different.
Yeah.
And I've really, in my whole life, 47 years old, I really haven't met but maybe 1 or 2 other people with arthrogryposis. So I was really excited to get to meet Ryan.
Yeah, that's us too. We have met a few really young kids. I would love to start some kind of like a get-together where we could, and, you know, and even with the siblings of these kids,
Sure.
because I know when my oldest daughter was little, she didn't understand. So there's, you know, kids out there that
Yeah.
don't understand, and
Yeah.
just to know they're not alone because this is so rare.
When Ryan was born, did you have any clue ahead of time that she was going to be different?
Whenever I had my ultrasound when I was 5 months pregnant, and I seen her foot, and it was the shape of an L, like a club foot. And I told my doctor, and I said, there's something wrong with her foot. And he said, no. He said, I think it's just the way that she's laying. And so he kind of tried to move it around, and every time it was an L. So he said, well, we'll check it her next ultrasound. And whenever we checked it the next ultrasound, we seen them both, you know, turned in like this. And then he went ahead and told me every 2 weeks I had to come back and have an ultrasound done. And he went ahead and told me, he said, I can't say for sure right now, but I think it's, you know, AMC. But it is so rare. And he said that he's never seen a child with it before.
You know, I know that everything's not always rosy, and I know that firsthand, but what are some of those dark days like?
Her biggest thing right now is she cannot ride a bike. And we have tried, you know, JD McCarty has tried so many different things to try and get her a bike. And the closest one we found so far was the kind that she does with her hands on top. But the problem is that she can't extend her arms.
Yeah.
And then her left arm and hand doesn't really it barely works.
Mm-hmm.
So she would just go in a circle. So,
You know, one thing that my parents always approached, you know, dealing with me is, or one way that they approached dealing with me is, you know, I was so different than anyone else that they'd ever met, or anyone else that even an occupational therapist had helped with or anything, and Ryan's probably the same way, that when it came to me wanting to do something, learn how to nail a nail into a board with a hammer like my dad did. He was, you know, he did a lot of carpentry work and woodworking work. Or if it was how to hold a fishing pole or shoot a gun or even just tie my shoes, you know, whatever it was, my dad and my mom would essentially show me what the end product was supposed to look like.
yeah,
You know, like when we were showing Ryan how to hold that fishing pole, really how I hold it's not going to be of any help to her because she's totally different.
yeah.
The way you hold it's going to be different for her too. But my parents would show me what the end product's supposed to look like.
Yeah.
You know, what it's supposed to look like in the end. And then they would just sit back and let me have some time alone to figure it out.
Yeah,
And
absolutely.
usually I could figure out a way to do it. And I know that Ryan's probably going to be that same way. You know, I can
Yeah.
already see it, you know, some when she's trying to figure out how to hold a fishing pole or whatever it is.
She is very headstrong. I think if you just push her and let her know that she can, you know.
Well,
'Cause she is one of those that is not, she doesn't feel sorry for herself.
that's great.
So I am
That's
so
good.
thankful for that.
You know, and for Ryan and I can speak for both of us, we've never known anything different. So this
Exactly.
is normal
Mhm.
for us.
Exactly.
And if you treat us as normal, then the world's a happy
Yeah.
place.
That's-
But if you constantly remind me that I'm different
Yeah.
and I'm special or I can't do things the same way, then I'm going to be self-conscious of that.
Exactly.
And it's going to kind of stigmatize me a little bit. But if you don't treat me any different, and I think it's so great that she's got, you know, other siblings too,
Yeah.
because they all need to treat her just like a
Yeah.
regular sibling, and that'll teach her how to treat other people too. And I think that's fantastic.
That's my oldest daughter actually had said something the other day, and it was just like the perfect comment. She said, "Ryan's more than her disability,"
Oh,
and I thought
that's
that it
great.
was just awesome to hear her say that. You know, I've got the kids' books and things on kids with disability and you know, other people, because I tell Ryan all the time, you know, when she gets in one of her moods where she gets frustrated and things, I tell her, you know, it's okay to get frustrated. It's okay.
Sure.
You know, let it out. And then if you got to try again, you know, just keep on trying. Because no matter what, there's always somebody, you know, who's worse. So think about it that way.
Yeah, that's
you know?
true. Well,
So,
that's great. What makes days like this where you get to come out as a family and everybody's enjoying themselves and having a good time, what does that mean to you as a mom?
I love it. I'm big time. I love outdoors, period. I love to hunt, fish, ride four-wheelers. It's very peaceful and wholesome. You know, we've got 4 kids, so it's very loud and crazy at the house all the time. So when we get to go outside and, you know, then tell them just run off and just, but I like it a lot. We do things like this a lot.
Great.
So and the kids really love it. They're always out doing something.
Well, I know I'm probably kind of partial when I say this, but I wholeheartedly believe a family that fishes together stays together.
That's, you know, that is very true.
Well, I hope that you all as a family fish together for a long, long time.
You want to see who's bigger?
In the mud.
Hey, no fish.
Contest?
Yeah.
Whose is bigger?
Watch out, Caleb.
Okay, let's get this. You got the pliers?
Yeah, I got some fire. Let's see
Okay.
who caught the biggest one by your fish.
Yeah, you did get the bigger fish.
Yeah, it is bigger.
You won, Ryan.
Yay.
I think I just felt something bite on it.
Yeah, I think one's playing with it, but remember, you'll know because he'll really jerk down with it. Reeling. Whoa! Whoa! Oh, that broke off. That was a huge fish. Man, it's not on there. Let's reel up some of this slack. Okay, just point it right down at the bobber. There, you got him. Yeah, reel it up, reel it. Oh, missed him. You got one? You got a fish? I can't tell. You do. You've got a big one. Looky there.
I can't roll it up.
Okay. I'm going to hold on to the pole, and you just reel with both hands. A few months ago, Ryan and I had the privilege of getting to meet easily the most famous person with our same condition as he was traveling through Oklahoma. Ward Foley is what you might call the unofficial ambassador of arthrogryposis. He travels the world raising awareness of the condition as a motivational speaker.
I was born with arthrogryposis, multiplex congenita, which is the same condition as Ryan. And it wasn't until I was about 20 years old till I ever got to meet somebody like me. So now being able to meet children all over the country, if not, the world as well, it makes all my suffering, all from my surgeries and the teasing and being made fun of and laughed at, it makes that mean something, because now I can reach out my hand, no matter what it looks like, and help somebody else. One of the hardest things for me was the acceptance of myself. The teasing, being made fun of, never feeling like I fit in. I always felt like I wanted to be normal, which now I know is kind of silly, but at the time it was so hard. And as I got older, into my early 20s, as I began to accept who I was and like what I saw when I looked in the mirror, I ended up drawing a picture, an outline of a body on a piece of paper. And I drew all my scars, and I thought, wow, these scars are what made me who I am. And we all have scars, some we can see and some we can't. But from that, I ended up creating Scarman, a little blank doll that we're able to send to kids all over the world for them to draw their scars on. I want kids to love themselves the way they are. I want them to respect themselves and not hurt and be in so much pain growing up. Because if they like themselves, they can do anything in life. One of the things that I most admire when I get to meet all these children is how we all do stuff our own special way. And what's fascinating is when I was told about Ryan loving to fish, and I thought, I have got to see this. That is so cool. What a gift, not only for her, but for everyone. To learn how to fish at her age is great. To learn how to fish with arthrogryposis is even greater. It amazes me what all of us are able to do when we believe in ourselves.
So Ryan, tell me, do you know how many surgeries you've had already?
10.
10 surgeries? Really? You're going to catch up and pass me. I've only had 13. I see you've got some scars from surgeries on your hands and kind of on the inside of your elbows too. Me too. Look at this. I've got a big long scar all the way up. And you've got one there too. I've got one on the end of my elbow too.
I got one right there, and right there, right there, and
Man.
the back of my leg, and the other back of my leg. But it's on the back of my feet.
So what do you think about having all those surgeries? Is it really that big of a deal? Nah. It's just something you got to do, right? Just like you just got to catch this fish.
Mommy, I got one!
Teamwork. Are you tired yet?
It makes it hard to roll in.
I know it. You're doing a good job. Looky at that fish.
Do I have one?
Yes, you got a big one. If it doesn't break the line. Look at him there. Okay, here's what we're going to do. Okay, I'm going to give you the fishing pole and you just walk up there in the grass and just drag him up, okay?
Okay, whoa.
You got it?
Can you help me up the hill?
Yeah. There, now you can just walk up. Just keep walking. Keep going. Looky there.
What kind of fish is that, Ryan?
Catfish.
Now, how do you know it's a catfish?
Because it has whiskers.
It has whiskers on him?
Mm-hmm.
Yep. You got him. It might be easier to put your fingers in the... Here, step this way. Come towards me. You're on that fishing pole. There you go. Put a...
Well, tell me what you just did, Ryan.
I just catch the catfish. Ooh, it's heavy.
It's heavy, isn't it? I'll help. Wow. Well, she's a very special young girl, and she's going to grow up and be a wonderful woman, and she's going to do a lot of good, and I can already tell that.
Yeah. Well, thank you.
What an awesome day we had. Aren't Ryan and her brother and sisters just the epitome of cuteness? You know, they remind me of three of my favorite words: family, fun, and fishing. And I think her sister Hayden said it best. Ryan truly is more than just her disability.